Injera, a bread older than the country it is baked in. From the high green plateaus of Ethiopia, where the smallest grain in all the world, Teff, T-E-F-F, has been sown, milled, and left to sour for more than 6,000 years. Not a side to the meal, but the very plate the whole meal rests upon. This is bread that cannot be hurried. No yeast is spooned in from a jar. Nothing here is bought. The teff is simply trusted, left to gather wild spirits from the air over 3 long days until the batter turns tart and alive. Injera asks only one thing of the cook: patience and the faith that the grain remembers what to do. Servings 4. The making spans days, though the hands work only minutes. 96 hours of quiet fermentation and 15 minutes at the pan. 2 cups of brown teff flour, 3 cups of water, half a teaspoon of salt, and a single tablespoon of olive oil. 4 humble things, and time, which is the 5th. Begin in a clean glass bowl. Pour in the teff, a dark, fine flour the color of river silt. Add 2½ cups of the water and whisk slowly until the batter runs smooth and thin without a single lump. Cover it loosely with a clean cloth, and then you simply walk away. For 3 days and 3 nights, it breathes. The wild yeasts of the room drift down and settle in, and the batter begins to sour, to bubble, to smell faintly of tang and earth. On the 3rd day, a thin, clear liquid gathers on top. Pour it gently away and leave the thick, living sludge beneath. Now, the old trick that wakes the bread. Bring half a cup of water to a soft boil and whisk in a 1/4 cup of the fermented batter. Let it cook just 2 minutes, thickening into a warm paste the Highland cooks call "ershow." Ershow, the starter, the memory of every loaf before it. Cool it to lukewarm, then stir it back, home, into the batter it came from. And once more, you wait. Covered again, the batter rests a final day, 24 hours, while the air show does its quiet work. Come back and lift the cloth. The surface has risen into a soft foam of tiny bubbles, each one a breath the grain took while you slept. This is the sound of bread that is ready. A flat pan over a medium-high flame until it is hot enough to hiss. No oil is needed now. Take 3/4 of a cup of the batter and pour it in a single spiral from the outer edge inward, around and around toward the center. the way the sun is drawn across the highland sky. Within a minute, the whole surface blooms with holes, the bubbles the cooks call biayin, the eyes. Set a tight lid over it and let the trapped steam do the rest. Just 2 minutes, until the edges curl and lift from the pan. Slide it, whole and soft, onto a clean cotton cloth and let it cool, never stacked while warm. History and origins. Long before there was an Ethiopia, there was Teff. 6,000 years ago, on these same high plateaus, the earliest farmers gathered a grass so small its seed is finer than sand, the tiniest cultivated grain the world has ever known. They could have chosen an easier crop. They chose this one and never let it go. To this day, Teff covers near a quarter of all the farmland in Ethiopia and gives, by some measures, 2/3 of the daily strength its people carry. It endures drought and flood and thin mountain air where softer grains would fail. And the eyes of the Injera, the biayin, are prized above all else. For a bread with more eyes is a bread more perfectly made. And this bread became more than food. Spread wide across a woven basket the color of straw, the mesab, it becomes the table itself. Plate and platter and spoon all at once. No forks are laid. You tear a soft piece and with it lift the stew. So dear is that basket to the country that its image is printed on the very money they carry. It belongs to the great days, to En-JEH-rah, the new year, when the rains have gone and the meadows turn to gold, to Timkat, the feast of the waters, and to the oldest gesture of love at any Ethiopian table, the gur-shah, a piece of Injera wrapped around a little stew, lifted by one hand and placed gently into the mouth of someone you cherish. To serve it, you need nothing you do not already have. A great round of Injera laid soft across the mesab, the stews spooned over it in slow, dark pools, and every hand at the table reaching in toward the same warm center. Injera is the rarest kind of recipe, one that has fed a people for 6,000 years and asked almost nothing in return. It survives because it was never trying to be impressive. It was only ever trying to be shared, to be the thing that holds the meal and the many hands together. And the table, at last, is set.